Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Tunes. This episode is all about former Red Sox slugger Big Papi David Ortiz, who was just inducted to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame on a first ballot, of course. What a moment for him and the Red Sox, and a different kind of moment for the Minnesota Twins, who actually had Papi back in the day, but they let him go. Too bad for the Minnesota Twins. Now, Ortiz, for me, he's simply the greatest clutch hitting DH of all time in baseball. Now, I know there are other ones. You get guys like Edgar Martinez, you got Paul Molitor, you got Harold Baines that come to mind, but they just didn't have the power or the ability to really come through with superhuman actions in superhero clutch moments consistently the way Big Papi did. It's what he's known for. Now, from a visual perspective, Papi was super intimidating. He had that big stance where he rocked back with the bat there, just kind of twirling it back. If you were a pitcher, it was kind of a warning of bad things to come. He had the huge arm protector band on there. And in a way, Papi always kind of reminded me of a bigger, more talented Mo Vaughn. Remember him, Red Sox Nation, back in the day? There's a blast from the past, Mo Vaughn. But Ortiz, in terms of his career highlights, they're pretty amazing. He was a 10-time All-Star. He had 7 Silver Slugger awards. He also had 541 home runs. He had 2,472 hits, and he had 1,768 RBIs. But the big one was he won the World Series MVP in 2013 when we just beat the St. Louis Cardinals. He had an incredible series. I mean, just are you ready for the batting average? He hit a literally insane 688. 688. And he hit over 300 in the other World Series that he was in. So he's always been clutch. But for me, my favorite Papi Feels moment was definitely brought to life in the documentary 4 Days in October. This came out years ago, but it always gives me chills when I think about it because that was how the Red Sox came back from a 3-0 deficit in the 2004 ALCS against those hated New York Yankees. I even hate saying their name out loud. Ugh, Yankees. Ugh. So for me, there are so many moments in that film in particular that really isolated and highlighted all the clutch hits that Ortiz had that helped push the Sox over the top to the greatest comeback in baseball history. And of course, it was against the Yankees. It couldn't have been better. So, and then we just took care of the Cardinals in the series to win that first title in over 90 years. Just an incredible moment. So, congrats, Big Papi, on getting into the Hall of Fame. All right, so this next clip is going to show behind the tunes in terms of this cartoon behind me, Big Papi, and I'm going to explain a little bit about what went into it, the thinking behind it, and how I came up with it back there. But again, David Ortiz, congratulations, Hall of Famer.
All right, everybody, we're going to start with our sketch layer that we normally do. So we're going to get that moving around here, get the basic shape of the head and the body and where everything's supposed to be in the cartoon. I use a thin Procreate pencil here on that program to do the outline, and then I'll use a charcoal pencil, which has a nice sketchy feel to it, and then I'll use a blender to blend that to make it smoother, give it a nice kind of finished look. But the whole idea behind the cartoon is here him celebrating his Hall of Fame, induction, and I wanted to kind of combine playing Papi with post-playing Papi. And for me, whenever I think of David Ortiz, I always think of that big smile, but I think of the sunglasses and the hat, obviously, as well. So I know he didn't have those on during the ceremony, but I wanted to kind of combine those two things. And the champagne, I've got Hall of Fame edition 2022, and I wanted to do a little play on his name. So instead of Big Papi, P-A-P, it's Big Papi, like the champagne, P-O-P, and there's the cartoon.
Thanks for watching this episode, everybody. If you're liking what you're seeing, remember to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Most appreciated, and we'll see you at the next episode.